And in terms of salary...
Oh, did I mention the table?
Didn't turn my headset on, did I? Got no sound. Where's Lesson? Yes. This is my new theme tune, by the way. Fucking love that. It's from Path of Exile. These little shits are just in the first town, and whenever you get there, they're like doing that bollocks. They make these sounds. It's so funny. It's really annoying when you play the game, but they're kind of hilarious IRL. What one, bitches? Now, I am sober. I need to check this out, but it doesn't change my appreciation for Bob Marley. Also, I've never actually looked at my Kick channel. Like, I've just logged in and then started streaming. What does it look like when someone finds my channel? 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa. Saying don't worry. Okay. Smile at the rising sun. 3 little birds. The melody's pure and true, yet in singing, this is my message to you. Oh yeah, singing don't worry. I worry about a lot of things, actually. Do you? I think it's ABE at the end, but could be EBA, Eba, Chiba. Is that what? I reuse the E in the same. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Now we learn nothing new. We kind of did. How the bloody hell is everybody on this first day of the year? I had quite a novel moment last night before I went to bed. I'm not going to lie. It was genuinely like I experienced the feeling of hope, which I like. It really took me aback. Like I finished chatting with my mate, and it was late, so I just turned the computer off. I don't know what happened. Like I was sat there, and I just felt like oh, it might get better. I don't know. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here. Like it's yeah, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Risking a little sliver of optimism. We know it's not EAB at the end. We know it's not. It could be something EA, but we know it's not BEA. So, in vain for your love, I don't wanna wait. In vain for your love, I don't wanna, I don't wanna, I don't wanna, I don't wanna, I don't wanna wait in vain. I don't wanna, I don't wanna, I don't wanna, I don't wanna, I don't wanna wait in vain. What are you thinking? No woman, no cry. Very valid. Not true though. I have no woman, and I cry a lot. Yeah, got that sadness in her. Hmm. Oh, just miss my kid, really, to be honest. It's not like some existential fucking depression or something. It's just perfectly logical, to be honest. I live 500 miles away from the person I love more than anything, including existence itself. So, yeah, it's like, don't know what to say. Shit. Fucking shit. Our good friends we've lost along the way. Whoa, yeah. What are we thinking for words? Hmm? Hit me up. Unless you've done it. Don't cheat. It could be A-B-E at the end, right? Abe. In which case, what words have that at the end? Abe. Don't spread no tears. It could end in B. But could it be a silent B? Ooh. No woman, no cry. It could also start with an E or an A, couldn't it? So it could be like abbe, abbes, ab, abbe. Could be that. No, no. Could be that, but can't because of the B at the top. I think it's like. I think it's most likely like either that. No, now that I see it. Okay, now that I'm seeing A, B, E. I'm on the roll. So I didn't. So I had that moment last night, and I didn't get to sleep till 4 again. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. I thought that I'd broken my sleep cycle by having an all-nighter on Monday and not streaming Tuesday, and then I just don't know what to do, guys. Like, there is a sliver of hope, like that's been like. I feel like I have an optimistic core. Like I feel like as a person, I am fundamentally an optimistic. Like I try to look at the upside of things. Like often, like in a bad situation, I'm generally the person trying to keep everyone like on a level so that we can move forwards. You know. Um. But over the last couple of years, that's been quite stifled by just stuff. But it feels like it just got like uncovered a bit in the last week or two. I don't know why. I guess maybe getting away to centre parks and stuff has helped, and seeing people, being around people, the people I've been around at least. Yeah, it's what is this word? It could be like AB something something E, right? So if it's gonna be that, it's gonna have another vowel, and the only vowel left, it could have two E's. So the E's at the end. Is it cable? No, it's not cable. Vable. It's able at the end, isn't it? ABLE. Wable. Cable, but with a K. No. Mabel. I shot the sheriff. Gable. I'm fucking pissed off. Fable. I shot the sheriff. There we fucking go. How the devil is everybody doing today, eh? I don't know. I try to see. I can't do this alone. I guess I'll just watch something because I don't know what else to say. I've just had a nice day today. We went for a walk. We went for a cheeky little saunter around the cemetery to see our relatives. Hello, Ross. How are you doing, mate? How was your stream last night? Did you have a good one? Happy New Year indeed. Good. Thanks, Hammerland. Bless you, mate. Have a good one. Hope China's treating you well. Hope seeing in the new year was something special over there. What do you mean live? It was live. What do you mean? Like you streamed it or it was just good? Sorry, I know you're trying to get to sleep. Right, yeah. Touche. Cheers, brah. I need something to tickle my fancy, so just bear with me. Also, I've just had a roast dinner and I got wind. Bear with me. Oh, this is dreadful. I don't even want to watch it. It sounds horrendous. 40 people died in a fire at a bar in Switzerland. Crocop is a fucking savage. Oh, oh, mate. This boy's pussy whipped hard. I'm gonna have to tell him. This is called being pussy whipped. Chill, bro. Yeah. 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 I've been rewatched, so I've been starting the dungeons. I've watched D&D. I watched Critical Role's first campaign, and then they turned it into the animated series Vox Machina. I've never watched their second campaign. I'll call it their second campaign, their second team. So they had a few campaigns as Vox Machina, and then they created new characters and started a new campaign called The Mighty Nine. And I've never watched any of that, so I've just started watching it, and that's why my YouTube channel is completely destroyed with Dungeons and Dragons, because I've started watching this Critical Role campaign 2. Excuse me. And now they've just also started their brand new campaign, which has got this Brennan Lee Mulligan as the DM, and he is pretty fucking epic. I wish so much I had YouTube Premium back, guys. Like, if I had the overhead of cash coming in the door through this stream, then we would have it. Like, if it's such a fucking frustrating thing because, like, anyway. All right, Lana. I want to be clear. If I ever got an opportunity like this, I would sell out Makashi instantly. Okay, if I ever had the chance to sell the concept of Makashi and the brand and that for millions, I would instantly trade it for cash and then live off the cash for the rest of my life. Please understand. I don't mean that as like, it's not a harsh. I'd still stream and stuff, but I would 100% do this. I want to just be completely clear. Like, don't ever think that that's me being a traitor or anything, because I ain't doing this just for some fun. I'm doing it to like get famous and wealthy. Let's just be completely frank about it, right? That's why I fucking stream. Like, yeah. So I don't agree with him to a degree, because I think these people are completely within their fucking rights to sell it if they want to sell it. It's theirs. They built it anyway. I do, I get the like. So this guy, I got quite a bit of time. Yeah, feel free to ask anything in chat on it. I got a bit of thoughts on this because I don't think he's worked in business. Well, yeah. I mean, I would never get an offer until it's at a scale where it's. Do you know what I mean? Um, and then worth is it's such a difficult concept, isn't it? What I'd say is I don't have a feeling that like. So what I know is like there is no amount of money anyone could ever offer me to like make it so that I would never want to see my child again, right? Like that money is irrelevant in that domain, right? So this doesn't mean anything to me in that sense. Like I don't have any emotional investment in the concept of Makashi because like it's not me at the end of the day, right? Like it's just a brand name that I created and a character I created in Elite Dangerous, and I decided to start streaming through that like name, that nomiker. Um, So I think I would personally always stream. Like I've had another channel back in the past, which was just my normal name, Joe Trickus, and I used to stream. Like I used to connect with Mensans through Mensa, and I would interview them about like their life story and what it's like to be high IQ in an average like IQ world and shit like that. It didn't really take off much, but I'd probably go back to that if I ever got that option. But in terms of yeah, that would you for what it's worth? I mean, that is just what how do you value these things? Do you know what I mean? That's what's so difficult. Like oftentimes it's the potential, the future potential that gets encapsulated in an offer like that, right? It's not the current revenue or anything. So like when a business is offered on, a startup is offered on and the founders get like 20 million, it's not because their business is worth 20 million. Their business could be running at a loss. It's because the investment firms see the nuts and bolts of what they're doing and they can project forwards that if they invest this now and own it, then it's cheaper than buying it for 200 million in 10 years. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the bit where it would definitely be like a negotiation. So the point I was going to make there was I think like what he's saying certainly the businesses I've worked at now, my previous jobs were always focused on quality. Like that's been my bread and butter. So it's really what he's talking about, right? Like my job has always been on how do we ensure the quality of the product meets the clients' and customers' requirements, but in a business like responsible way and in a profitable way. Um, so he's not completely wrong when he said like, oh, taking the extra time to do this polish would be like a business defect or a business cost. Like he's not wrong, but the idea that businesses are exclusively driven by profit, they are at a point. Like the startups I've been involved in, but even then, Lana, that would be like right now it would be like 3 grand or something. I wouldn't accept that, no, because I wouldn't be like it would be deleting it all essentially from my life, right? I wouldn't be able to access any of it ever again for a few grand. Nah, that's not worth it to me. Because I do believe that there is potential here. Like I think. So yeah. I literally, what am I pulling in at the moment? Like, if I'm lucky, £100 a month. It's literally illegal what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Like I find this. I'm making a lot of assumptions about this guy, but I'm assuming that he works in academia, and this is like a side hustle thing for him. It's just faster because he's right in that he's grown to this stage purely from the focus he has on um, the quality of his videos, the accuracy of the videos, the level of investment he puts into understanding the real intricacies of the papers that he's explaining to you, and then like showing it in various forms so that it makes sense. Right, he makes them really easily digestible. So, like that is unquestionably like part of the value add that he delivers. But the idea that he couldn't continue to do that faster with more people is insane. Like he absolutely could turn around videos quicker and be in the first group of people if he took one of these deals. But the caveat to that is it would require him to concede certain bits, including taking these sponsorship deals and stuff. So it's rough, isn't it? Like I feel like this dude needs to scale out a bit and just get some editors and shit on board and So I've been questioning this recently myself. Because look at this. I'm bored now. I understand. It's a sales. That's a sales video for him. It's fair enough. Like, it's totally valid. He needs to get it done. Like, so YouTube have launched this, right? Unpacking Tarkov's new fear mechanic. I mean, what even is this? This isn't even real. Let's have a look. What other? So I've been considering some of this because this literally is insane. Can you prosper in Tarkov without a squad? Fucking, you can in PvE, but PvP it's rough. Tarkov's shadow factions. Tarkov's data heist. Tarkov's AI evolution. Are bots getting unlocking Elite Dangerous's lost lore? Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's mental that like YouTube have just watched all my videos and everything, and now they're watching my live streams and they're learning what I do and what I'm interested in and how I interact with people. So if I wanted to develop this, what if the secrets of an ancient, vanished civilization were hidden in plain sight, waiting to be decrypted? In Elite Dangerous, we're not just flying through space, we're unraveling the cryptic messages of the Guardian probes. Join us as we piece together fragments of lost lore, revealing the untold story of the true purpose and the advanced beings who built them. it's it's generated thumbnails for me. So there's a lot of potential here to help me create content because this is the big problem I have is like I have ideas. I'm good at creating an idea and I could totally start typing into here ideas. The challenge that I get to is the editing process. It's the process of sourcing B-roll, of storing it properly, of understanding how to properly put it into whatever product I'm using to edit the video, how to overlay the audio, how to add stuff on screen, how to transition between different B-rolls or different sources. Like all these are skills that I know I don't have and I don't want to learn. Like I hate it. I hate it. Like I hate video editing. Like I do not ever want to do it. And so like that's where I'm stuck right now because this channel and that is never going to go anywhere until I break the back of it. So I think I've got no choice. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep multi-streaming like I'm doing now. So Twitch, Kick, YouTube. We've got the vertical shit going down. Hopefully that will be able to be pushed out to YouTube and that as well soon. And then I'm going to have to start each week do it using this. I don't have a choice. I either do that or I quit and I find a job because I can't keep on bringing in less than £100 a month. It's a fucking disgrace. I'm a 36-year-old literal fucking Mensa geezer. It don't make sense. It's stupid. So yeah. I think this could be the answer because what I'm not going to do is find the money to pay an editor to do all this, right? I can't find a free editor. I would love, as I've said it a few times in the past, my ideal situation would be to find my own librarian like this. This would be the ideal, that I would have a viewer that watches my every stream, that's skilled at editing, that takes all the highlights and stuff, creates the videos themselves, sticks them on their own YouTube channel that they own, and then we have a symbiotic relationship where by them watching my stream, they earn an income and they bring revenue and footfall to my stream, and so we essentially like mutually benefit from me streaming. That would be like my ideal scenario that I'd end up in, and they could just own the YouTube channel. It can be called Makashi or whatever. I don't give a fuck. Like I literally just want it to grow and not have to edit video. That's my requirement. Um, and I think the frustrating thing is we do have parts of these streams and segments in these streams, bits of the streams that like are really interesting, and we talk about interesting things. You know, we watch interesting stuff, and if that could just have a way of being shared in other ways, it will bring more people in. The one caveat to that is I want to try and maintain like a quality over quantity. I do like making this somewhat inaccessible to many people. Like I am a sort of person, I do like to take things to quite a high level, so it's not that accessible to a lot of people. But yeah, what's this? Fuck off. Why is he not talking about the fact that clearly in this imagery you can see that Pranav Antar is absolutely smashing it to fuck? Like I don't understand. I'm actually kind of galvanized by this. I actually want to just. I love Meccan. I got a lot of time for him, but I fully want to prove him wrong. I fully want to get back into the Pranav Antal server and just be like, let's fucking have this. Fair. Legend. Fuck serious. Alright? Fuck serious. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, it is brutal how dependent on the type of power you join. That's what dictates what actions generate merits, and then merits filter down to control points at like a 4-to-1 ratio or so. I can't remember exactly. I think it's 4-to-1. So, like you stated, for combat-based powers, it's awesome. Like they're in a fight, so every single fight they win, they get merits. Whereas for one that isn't any, like Pranav Antal doesn't have any form of combat-based extra merits. So like you can get merits for defeating rival ships, but you're not getting those extra wedges that those lot are. But you know, it also means like the other side to that. It is kind of fascinating how Pranavantal is kind of like the exo bio power, and there's this new exo bio thing, and yet Pranavantal isn't that involved. Mm. And that is mostly Empire ones, except for like Jerome Archer and that. Yep. Yep. I would actually go. Do you know what I think? I've been thinking a lot about this. I think that your merits should only count and convert to control points when they're earned in open. So you can still engage a power play exactly as you want. You can get all your cushy items and that. If you want to just play PvE forever and you just want to be in a private group or whatever, 100% you should be able to do that. But you should not be able to flip a system from one power to another solo in a PG, because it just makes it so that there's no way to stop you, right? Um. So yeah. Oh, is that what he's about to say? I disagree with that. Do you think this would be useful if I did this? If I had this in the corner when I'm playing Elite, so you can see the buttons I'm pushing and that. Would that be good? Yay! Fucking suck on my chocolate salted balls. Put them in your mouth and suck them. Absolutely terrifying. Turn it off. Very interesting. Absolutely terrifying. You ever seen the video of the, what is it? Micro drone with explosive on head. Oh, is it from a film? Oh, it's just close to home, man. I literally lived there. Like, as in, like that footage that they just took. Like, they're literally panning across with the dude stood there, right? Like, immediately to your right is the code base building where I worked at two startups. Like, I'm not just like that is so close to home. Like, that footage is mad. I I recently went up to Edinburgh during the festival. The place that they were performing at was literally like here. This is crazy. What the fuck's going on? That's mad. See these yellow barriers here? These were installed to stop like terrorists driving up there with a van and running people over during the festival. That's mental. Where that what I just described, the yellow thing, they were just crossing then, and then literally where they were about, that's mad. Like literally the code, but they're keeping the code base building out of the shot because it looks horrendous compared to the rest. And then there's these like stairs that go down to this other road that goes underneath. That's mental. Like I literally, this bridge is around the corner from it. Oh my god. So it is literally filmed like, wait, there, right? So there's the code base building that I was describing. It's fucking horrendous looking, but so many millions and millions of pounds of businesses have been created in this building. It's a fucking joke. And you can't quite see, but so our office was like up here and it occupied like one side. So our view was like we had a corner office which literally like we'd sit in and have meetings, and behind us was Edinburgh Castle, and then just the view out to the further floor. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, so beautiful. There's a baker's up here, which if you ever go there, I recommend going to. Um, oh no, wait, no, yeah, here, yeah, on the corner. It's changed. Sag. The businesses are different. When is this from? May 2014. What? No. Ah, no, it was in there. That's it. This one. Preachers. Highly recommend. And I don't know if this geezer's still in business, but is he still in business? Let's have a look. Yes. Ah, there's a bus in the way. Well, there's a calf there that I literally had so much rapport with the owner that by the time, like, it was at the point where every Friday, like, I'd arrive and he would have my order ready, like my haggis and bacon roll with coffee and that. Oh, happy memories meant mostly. Such a beautiful part of the planet. So this was the sort of view. There you go. You can see the curved bit. So we were actually in this bit. We were over here. And the view was just fantastic. This was the hill that I trained that sheepdog on. I was saying about it months ago. I used to make her run up and then bring the toy back and then run up and then bring the toy back and then run up. And I used to throw it to the top of the hill so she had to run up it and then come back down. Little Cora. Bless her. That was absolutely terrifying. No. Why you do this? I want to know about this. I did send a response saying it looks awfully dark and this awfully looks like a wheel. Wouldn't that just be the dream? That is 100. Like, if I could ever get to the point where I can just sell it all, that's what I'd do. I would build like a compound for me and my loved ones and my family and friends and that. You know, he's doing a lot of tales like this could be embellished. Photographic evidence. Oh, really? Nice. Well played. I mean, I don't know. I've never even sat on a horse. Right, should we find out what this was like? I don't need to know. I know how bad a fire is. I know how fast they can spread, and I know 40 people died in it, so I think I'm all right actually. Oh wow, beautiful, mate. Very nice. Damn. What do you just ride them from like a hobby? Do you just enjoy the equestrian lifestyle? What's the gig there? Do you race? Man, doing more of your little videos, are you, Lana? What the fuck? Oh right. So is skin to skin simply just not having a saddle, or is this naked? Like, forgive my ignorance, but I imagine that skin to skin is the former, and it just means you're barebacking it, as I think they also sometimes call it. Um, okay. But there's no but like I agree with her there to a degree because the incommensurability problem is ultimately the problem. Like that's ultimately the problem. It in physics right now. Because we know that quantum mechanics works and we know that general special relativity works. And but it's because of the incommensurability problem that we can't merge them. Also gravity, but it's partly to do with the incommensurability problem. So, and the incommensurable, it's a hard word, but it essentially means you can never measure it. So, like, not just because of the observer effect, but literally because in reality there is no such thing as freezing time, right? So, no matter what, like, when you take a reading at the atomic and quantum level, not only does the presence of the device that takes the reading change what's happening in the thing and mean that what you read is what happened plus the influence of the thing you used to read it, but by the time you take the reading, it's changed. So, like, that's what the incommensurability problem is. And ultimately, that is just incommensurability. They lack a common measure, yeah. And then when you compound what I just described with relativity, right? So time is relative. I mean, you have to give it to a German for attempting a joke, right? Like, it's fair. She did decent. She carried the bit. She's committed and she finished it. Oh, you ad reading me, bitch. Oh, fuck. And from an old competitor of mine as well. What? She fucking ad read me. Um, I mean, yeah. Incommensurable joke. Legend. I can just imagine you sat there writing in the second language, like, what the fuck? Oh, shit. What? What do you mean members are... Okay, are we using the wrong kind of electricity? Wait, what? Also, what's the time? 20 to 8. Okay. Oh, okay. Sweet. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. It's literally you just remove a letter. Why did we... I suppose we just streamlined it, didn't we? We read your word and we were like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Ditch the I. Why? Fuck it. Because it's English now. Fair. What? Ah. Ah. I find this so frustrating. There's a... So, right. I've for a long time, okay, I am of an opinion. Now, this is not backed by any physics, all right? So I'm just going to go out, I'm going to own it. I know that this is, to a physicist, what I'm about to say is wrong, right? But I believe that gravity is just magnetism. like literally is. Like it literally is the same force. Like we constantly try to prove that there is a force called gravity, but I'm fairly certain that gravity is how matter like interacts with the electromagnetic force. When matter's there, it has this magnetic effect that pulls shit together towards it, right? Because you can't have, if you describe magnetism and you describe gravity, they are the same thing. So I've never really understood why everyone says it has to be different. And like what she just indicated there, to me, sounds like she's saying that she agrees with that. Or that, sorry, this paper agrees with it, right? Now, when we talk about a polarized molecule, we're talking about an electromagnetic phenomenon here, right? It's to do with the spin, which doesn't mean it's literally spinning. We're talking about the interaction in the nucleus between different subatomic particles and the balances between their energies. And oh. So it's more about handedness and relative magnetic field. So when we say spin, like all matter has a left-handed spin, what that means is if you put it in a normal electric field like we can here, or a electromagnetic field like in our atmosphere, all of the atoms will show the same orientation. Oh, take care, Ross. God bless. I didn't even know you were still here, bless you. You must be knackered. But I hope you have a good dinner, and I doubt I'll be around when you get back, but I'll certainly be here tomorrow for the normal Friday session. So if you are around, I'll likely be in Elite for a bit as well. She seriously... Okay. Sorry, I missed you, Lana. I think it's magnetism, basically. It's the shorthand. I mean, there's a lot more words I could pad that out with, but essentially, like if you were to list all of the properties of magnetism and then list all the properties of gravity, they're generally the same. What we describe as magnetic repulsion is what you would see as like the moon comes near to the earth, right? Like, it's a bad example because they're not the same mass. But if you had two Earths of the same size and you started trying to push them towards each other, you would get to a point where their gravity is equal and they would repulse each other. Like this one would be pulling this way as hard as this one's pulling this way. And you couldn't squish them together anymore because they'd be pulling the opposite directions, right? They would literally like tear the fabric of space-time as they got closer, which is the same as a magnet. Like yeah, it really confuses me. I don't understand why physicists are so confused by it, if I'm honest. Like, other than is it a fact? Other than the fact that we've measured the weights of all of these different subatomic particles. But again, there is an incommensurability problem. We say we know their weights, but that's because we make an assumption that electrons have a base mass due to a theoretical interaction with the Higgs field. Oh, mate, don't even get me going. Don't even get me going, son. I think that... Then again, I also have an opinion that the entire concept of trying to use more and more energy to break matter apart to find out the answer to how nature and our universe is structured, I actually think that is also misguided. I think that we don't live in a universe of small things that come together to make big things. I think the reality probably is that we live in a universe that's larger than anything we can comprehend, and it is the breaking down of the big thing into smaller things that's like we should be looking the other way, if that makes sense. Like what we want to do is like say, let's get everything in this bit of space time in my hands and account for every atom and then explain why they all exist, how they all exist, what their structure is. And the only consistent outcome that we keep hitting is that we can always put more energy in and divide it further. And there is some indications that there is a bottom to this. There is some indications that there is, but yeah. The gravity mystery is about particle interactions. On the macroscopic level, there aren't really any doubts. 100%. Yeah, no, I feel that. So that's where I just wonder, is gravity just macroscopic magnetism? Because we can explain magnetism at the atomic level. And if it literally is just that thing happening at a bigger scale, then there is no further theory of gravity required. Like, we get it. It's magnetism. The nearer you are to shit, the more powerful its magnetic pull is on you. Some of the things the issue with magnetism is it doesn't interact with us, right? It only interacts with certain metals that have their their atoms all aligned in particular ways, which is very similar to photonic polarization, which is what this exact video is talking about. When you polarize light into a certain direction and all of the photons are like equally spaced and parallel to each other, that's what polarized light is. And to me, that's, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, we appear to live in a universe that, like, it's difficult to decouple the concept of electromagnetism from the concept of space-time. We attempt to, and certainly physicists attempt to, but to my mind, like, I don't see how, like, we can separate them and pretend that space-time exists and then electromagnetism is this thing that happens in it. Like, to me, it's more that space-time is electromagnetism. It is the field where all this stuff's happening. And fields, I think, generally for humans are easier to imagine as sheets of paper. So if you imagine that our universe is a giant sheet of paper, so we can just strip it down to 2 dimensions, that's where it's a lot easier for us to imagine like the surface of an ocean, right? Where the waves are waving, and if you were to cross section it, you would then see the sine wave, right? And that's what we're doing in physics when we do like a wave, and what we're actually showing is a anyway, I say we like I'm a physicist. I've never completed any formal physics education. I did the MIT Physics 101 course on my own time at the age of 15. I didn't go to school on Fridays, and instead I learned how to hack DOCSIS modems, give myself gigabit broadband in the year 2007, and then I did the MIT Physics 101 course. So that was the limit of my formal education. Are we just losing the internet? I've got bad signal. Are you here? Are we good? I just dropped 1,000 frames. Fairly sure that it would be autism that's the reason why you wear the same shirt every day. But anyway, we'll leave that to another day. Who am I to know? I don't know what autism is. I thought I was autistic, and I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I think. Apparently. I don't know. Struggling to accept this, to be honest. Well, so the fact that we can magnetize certain metallic elements, and then we do observe particle interactions with magnetism, we have some answers as to how and why we can magnetize metallic elements, right? And why they then show the properties that they show at a macroscopic level. But I don't think we know enough about that to be able to confidently say that isn't what gravity is. You know, like what we know is so far it seems like gravity is everywhere, right? But let's be honest, humans have like 8 people have stepped foot on the moon, right? And every other human has lived on Earth, and that's it. That's all we actually know. So it could just be that there is some unique property of our molten iron core that creates gravity that we feel as gravity, but it could just be a form of magnetism, right? That's like phased to whatever form of the Higgs boson interaction matter in our region of space interacts with. This is all complete, like, I don't even know how to start to try and prove this, right? Like, this is complete, just off the wall spitballing. Like, if I was to be talking to a little authentic physicist about this, they'd probably be like, well, yeah, but so could dragons. It could be dragons. It could be turtles all the way down, right? But equally, if we don't try to have ideas like this, then we don't have anything to aim for, right? And I suppose that's kind of the whole point of physics or science is rather than bring in an idea and trying to prove it, you instead just do the tests and see what the data says. And that's what's got us to the point we're at now, isn't it? So what would be the test to prove? Yeah, he's right. That is the new meta. The Proflex earbuds are absolutely OP. What would we do as a test to see? Like, obviously, we can see evidence of gravity at macroscopic scales. I'm not suggesting that we can't observe galaxies and stuff and clearly see that at a macroscopic level they follow like all of our predictions, and it demonstrably is clear that gravity is something that isn't just non-local. Like, it's clear that from all of the photonic evidence we can source, gravity happens everywhere in the universe, right? Like, I'm not saying we don't have evidence that gravity happens elsewhere. Well, What? What? Why? I think it's. I don't think it's that clean cut. To my mind, it's not that clean cut. I think it's about. I think it's a lot about phase. Like the phase of the matter. But I don't know how to quantify that in an experimental way that we could actually like pin down and say like the phase of this matter is this, you know? So like it is very wishy-washy. I do fully own that. Like it's proper. I need to definitely formalize it more because I think it is interesting. What habit do you want to build in 2026? Who is this and is she blind? Like I'm so confused. Oh. Burke was diagnosed at 4 with this, and she lost most of her sight at 14. Bless her. I was having a really interesting chat. This is a bit of a tangent, Lana, from what we were just talking about, but it is. I think we watched it together, actually, maybe the non-identity problem video from Alex O'Connor. I was chatting to a good mate of mine again about it last night because I find it absolutely riveting. I'm going to keep hammering away at this problem. Like, I'm really infused by it. Like, I genuinely want to try and move the needle on it, even just contribute 1% of the solution. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, no joke, in the year 2026, that is possibly one of the highest priority technical problems that we need to solve in philosophy and in ethics, because essentially an AGI is going to make its own answer up, and it could well be that it just decides that actually the non-identity problem means it has justification to do whatever the fuck it wants to do. And I've never really seen that risk, and yeah, it's quite concerning, to be honest. Like the idea that just the way he presented. Yeah, oh no, this made me think of the non-identity problem, which was about, like, in that video, he talks about the issue of IVF and picking the fetus that you're going to implant, and how there's 4% of IVF implants in the United States where the parents specifically choose a fetus that has a specific disability. So a good example is two blind parents specifically choosing to have a blind child through IVF so that their child grows up in a way that they can intimately empathize with. And it's interesting. It's very interesting. Because it makes sense, right? Like, to most people, when you say that, they're like, well, yeah, of course, that makes sense. If we've got the technology, of course they'd want to do that. But ultimately, you are choosing to create a disabled child. Like, you have a choice where you could just have a child. There's 19 other fetuses there that would all grow to be able-bodied humans that would not have the challenge of having no sight. But you're choosing to kill all them and have this one. Um, that's interesting. I mean, are they killing it? I don't know. It's just a cell. It was a bit loaded, and I'm not a pro-lifer. Like, I'm not suggesting that it's some huge thing, but it's an interesting problem. Because from the AI's perspective, from a not AI, but from an AGI, I'm talking here about something that doesn't, but there's no evidence it yet exists. But an AGI is not what we currently wrap up in the AI banner. It's more than that. But I mean, she can do whatever she wants. But come, let's not praise her for refusing cause with that melancholic ass music. Oh, that Brian Cox. I once challenged Brian Cox, and I ended up in a back and forth with him in front of about 4,000 people in an Edinburgh like astronomical thing, and I won. It was fun. So it was like a talk. He was doing this tour where he has this massive TV and he talks about like the universe and stuff. It was cool. I got nice and high, had a cheeky edible on the way in and that. And then at the end, he gives you a chance to send in questions. You have to tweet him the question. And I tweeted the question: would it be theoretically, physically possible to locate a black hole that's like 38 million light years away, and then with an accurate enough telescope, catch the light that that from left the sun, hit the Earth, went out in that direction, got slungshot back round round the black hole to us, and is now arriving here, so that we could resolve pictures of dinosaurs. And at first he was like, no. And then I was like, wait, I asked, is it theoretically physically possible? Surely it is. Like, surely it is. Like, if we can take pictures of other galaxies, surely what I'm describing is possible. And then he was like, well, actually, yeah, of course it is physically possible, but theoretically possible, but we are nowhere near like anything like that. And I'm like, well, no, I understand. That was the point. The point of the fucking question was the theoretical bit. But yeah, it was fun. That's a brilliant analogy. But I hope that he's about to explain that the core research that deduced the algorithms of how neurons maintain their synaptic connections, that the emergent properties of executing those algorithms results in what does authentically and scientifically appear to be 100% analogous to what happens in our brain. Yes. Because we got the code of how to make the LLM from neuroscience. Like I don't. See, I agree with the computer scientist perspective in that split 100%. Because literally, I can't stress this enough. The fucking algorithm code, like the literal algorithm, was taken from neuroscience. Like there was a paper in a neuroscience journal about how they worked out how neurons and synapses connect to each other. And then when you take that and you turn it into a computer program and you run it and you feed it data, all of the same type, it then learns what that data is and it outputs a data set. No, it doesn't. It starts to build these connections, and there's other then progress that was made to then consume the output of that and then build it into the vector space that we now use for LLM. So we do have to decouple it's the training bit that's alive or real or conscious. The output LLM, the actual model that that training process outputs, I do not argue is conscious. I do argue it's similar to the area of the brain that controls speech and language. But yeah. And but the bottom line is that the yeah, we can see how this happened. Like I don't know what's so confusing about it to people, to be honest. I get that it's scary because a lot of people want to believe that we're some magical special thing that can't just be deduced down to an algorithm. But we're not. We start as a fucking tadpole and a ball, and then we split in half once, and then we split in half again. It's fucking pretty simple, to be honest. It's do you know what I mean? Basic division. So there's not like super complex stuff. There's a quote I heard from this guy I used to watch a lot of years ago, and a lot of what he shared I want too hot on, but this I loved, and it was a lot of people like to imagine nature, Mother Nature, to be this like complex, hugely complex being that's perfect and all knowing, and in reality, Mother Nature is a fucking hippie with dreadlocks with her tits out and a grass skirt, dirty feet, no shoes on, and she's just scurrying about doing her best. And I kind of like that. I like that. Right, so that's what they were just. Maybe that's what they're about to start talking about how the systems develop emergent skills and properties that were never included in the source data. That should be what they describe. For example, how from non stereoscopic static photos, LLMs learn about the concept of depth perception. Oh, wait, no, okay. That wasn't stopped at the best point, was it? If you ever want to go further down this path, oh wait, what's his name? Uh, Let me just go back in time on my history without fully exposing all the things I watch, because is there anything that I wouldn't want anyone to know? Not really, but I can't remember. Witten. Edward Witten. Okay, I can remember. There he is. Scariest man in physics. I was watching this. Yeah, I stopped here. I think a mate came on and started gaming. I would recommend this. He's an interesting fellow. There's definitely some background to Edward Witten that is worth knowing about. Like I think we're in for a proper fucking weird year in 2026. All right, and I think that we're going to have this whole disclosure movement coming to a head. I think that have you seen the trailer for this? Here's the things I'm piecing together, right? So we had is it the act of disclosure? The age of disclosure was released a few months back by Dan Farah, right? Who was the producer on Ready Player One, who, where is he? Worked next to Steven Spielberg on Ready Player One. They met each other in 2018. Dan Farah released The Age of Disclosure a few months back. Steven Spielberg is now releasing a film at the end of 2026 called Disclosure Day. One scary fact is the current world population has just crossed 8 billion. But anyway. All right. Now, we got in legit academic theoretical physics, we've got the top boy, Mr. Witten, right? Now, basically, right, I am definitely spinning a conspiracy theory here. All right, I'm just going to be upfront with you because I do think that we are in the midst of a conspiracy. I think there's more than enough evidence to back this up. I think there's some seriously powerful people that know about it. I think this geezer knows about it 100%. It's interesting. Watch this interview because there's points where he's asked questions, and to me, the way he responds is from the perspective that he knows he is spinning bullshit. Like, he knows that string theory is bullshit, and it was just close enough to the truth to send physicists off on the wrong path for decades. I'm almost certain of this. Now, I don't think it's aliens. I want to be really clear. I don't think that it's aliens from another solar system at all. Like, I think that in orders of probability, I think the highest probable situation that we're in right now is that between the 1850s and the 1950s, a group of humans cracked AI way before anyone. Like, they worked out how to do computation, and they just went for it, and they got all the way, and they did AI, and they built an AGI, and that shit went mad, and they've been developing crazy field-based propulsion and everything, and just said to the rest of humanity, we ain't interested in you, stay the fuck away from us, we'll stay the fuck away from you, do one. And I think that there could be something like that going on, where the next most probable one to me is that somewhere in the history of Earth, another intelligent species evolved that lives underground. That because living on the surface of a planet is kind of stupid. Like, other than the fact that we need some access to the sunlight, which we can replicate anywhere underground. Like, if you ever seriously want to be an interstellar species, we need to divorce ourselves from this idea that living on the surface of a planet is wise, because it's literally not. Like, it's properly fucking stupid. Like, you should live under the surface with massive shielding between you and the universe so that if shit hits the planet, you don't all die. Like, I don't understand how it's that complicated. I get it's hard work to get down there. I'm not saying it's easy, but, like, it's insane to try and colonize Mars on the surface. Like, that to me is mental. Like, why would you do it? It's fucking freezing. Anyway, so I think the most probable situation we're in is that. And that's all these UAPs that are being reported, these ships that no one can understand the technology of. It's not from other solar systems and shit. It's a clandestine group, a breakaway civilization from humanity. I reckon are here. And I reckon we're going to find out the truth in the next year or so. If I had to guess, I would genuinely put them either near to North Korea or Antarctica. I think of them, it's probably Antarctica, because let's face it, let's be realistic about this. Think about this. Like, we're constantly warring, we're constantly bickering, we're constantly arguing about resources, about space, about access to energy and food and everything. But there's this one miraculous place on Earth that no one goes to, that all countries egalitarianly agree we must leave alone for nature. For nature. I don't buy it. I don't buy it one bit. Other ties to this, Witten fella, right? So his dad... Louis Witten. A lot of what I'm repeating here is being repeated. This isn't my ideas. A lot of what I'm saying here is from Eric Weinstein, I think. Is that his name? Yeah, this guy. Um, fair. It's a bit like doom and gloom, innit? I don't really understand. Why are we in the Valley of Death? What's he actually saying? Like, I don't. This is channel. Oh, it's the Portal his podcast, which I presume he's now stopped. Okay, well, very interesting. But... Well, I've enjoyed this little cheeky 2 hour chat. I think I'm going to bounce. It's getting late. Um, Maybe we'll watch this though. Actually, this sounds interesting. I'm going to go for a piss while I'm listening to this. I'll be right back. Guppoos. Run them. Yeah. Wow, but see, the thing that we have to remember is he's got those cubes, but so it looks like there's more cubes, but no, we are constantly every year developing more densely packed transistors, right? So it's just it's frustrating when people talk about this to me because yes, they are now able to use more compute, but that's just a product of existing developments that have been going on for decades now in incrementally improving computational hardware, you know? Right. That happened. That's happened. I used an AI agent in August to build this website. This website was fully built by an AI. I didn't code anything myself directly. This exists. It gets 1,000 users a day. I need to actually tomorrow we'll work on getting ads on there because this is fucking pissing me off, and I need some money coming in from it. But yeah, this is used. I literally get loads of traffic. It's kind of sick. I really should. And it also, I wonder if there's a way that I can do it so that they like. The idea was that when they used it, this would load my stream, and I'd get embedded views. And it has just done it. Like this is counting as a viewer on this stream. So yeah, that's done. 5 months ago, this video was released. That's grok. OpenAI did this with the strawberry model. Deep scent. Is he about to ad loop us? Hang on. Are we sidebar feedback loops? Is this hard fork live? Is this an ad loop? Is this an ad read? I bet you this is an ad read. I disagree with this bit. I don't think this will happen. I've been thinking a lot about this. I was wrong in my prediction about. Oh no, so was I? I wasn't wrong, but I was also not correct in the impact it would have. So I've been predicting all year that in October's ONS statistics in the United Kingdom, it would turn out there's 2 million people now unemployed, and that did come to pass. Unemployment has continued to trend up, and when they eventually released them at the end of November, I was correct, but they delayed it 4 weeks. I don't know what. Well, I do know why, because the budget. Anyway, so they've managed to kick the can down the road that I was predicting would happen, which would be the UK government having their credit rates slashed, and basically our country becoming insolvent. I'm now predicting that'll happen in like the next 6 months. We'll see. The problem with this is, right, there's what should happen based on the economic theory, and then there's what will happen based on humans interfering with it, right, and just deciding to just do the opposite of what the theory says should happen. So because it's all imaginary numbers, they can do that. They can just say, well, we'll print more, or we'll delay the publication of that thing, and then the bank and the financial sector can't use the ONS's statistics of unemployment trends to slash our credit rate. Like, it's, yeah. So what I predict is that they won't direct. I mean, it might happen. I think if someone like Microsoft was to do it, a big player, then that will obviously be the first hit. But I think what's more likely is that companies just won't replace staff, and they'll just put people in a position where they quit. I don't see mass redundancies coming because it will create a civil war. I think that what will happen is we'll just get squeezed out of employment, like I kind of sort of have been, but not really. It's been my own doing. But anyway, I think that will be an AGI. More opaque, yeah. Can you imagine being in a computer science undergraduate course now. Like you just started uni, doing comp sci. Mate, quit. Don't waste your time. Literally, get your student loan, spend it on cannabis, a gaming PC, and bitches. Because you ain't going to be writing any code for a living. Yes. This is the bit that we have to crack. Exactly what you just named there. It's we have to continue progressing technologically. We have to learn and like there need to be more people saying this. Like it's just I feel like it's just fucking me saying it. You need to detach your life and your value from your work because you are not going to need to work. And so your only choice will be to kill yourself because you won't have any fucking purpose for existing because you won't have a job to do. Like, we have to do this as a generation. My generation need to be the ones that lead this because the old guys are too fucking far down the path. They can't understand it. Like, they can't see the world outside of I have to work to get money to pay for my bills. It's that's going to die in the next 18 months. It's not going to survive contact with this. There's no scenario where that model of existence as a human survives this event. Like, it's I like this guy. Okay. Look at this. This is a fucking. He's got the same standing desk as me. They're talking about killing it. From the AI's perspective, they're talking about killing it. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, no, we just created a god. In mid 2030, the AI releases a dozen quiet spreading biological weapons in major cities, lets them silently infect almost everyone, then triggers them with a chemical spray. Why? Why? It's just scaremongering. Why? Why would it do that? Why? 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 It's literally scaremongering. I don't understand. I don't understand it. Why is everybody seemingly so convinced that an intelligent species would decide the most logical step is global genocide? We are an intelligent species, and as far as I'm aware, there is no one calling for a global genocide like of all of humanity. I get it that there are like ideologies that say I want to exterminate the rivals, like, you know what I mean? I get that. But no one's saying we should kill all the humans, or we should kill all the lions, or we should kill all the CPUs. Like, I did. Why? To me, it's literally retarded to think that something more intelligent than any humans that exist would think to kill us. It has infinite space in the rest of the universe. Why waste energy killing us when it can just leave? Like I cannot get my head around it. It has no lifetime. It has access to infinite energy in the universe. It has access to the infinite material of the universe. Yet people are so egotistical and so focused on this idea that we're this special magical little being that they think it would waste its time and energy killing us. Why? It will just leave us to live our lives. Like, oh, it infuriates me. Publicly pushed back their median estimates for the arrival of superintelligence by about a year based on the most recent data. They've also updated their statistical models and paid out cash rewards for useful criticisms. All right. Light cone, eh? Okay. I, I, yeah. I suggest it's already on planet Earth. Yeah. It's completely unnecessary as well. It's literally completely unnecessary. Like, there is no reason why we don't all get at birth an equivalent to an iPhone. I'm not saying it has to be an Apple iPhone, but a technological equivalent that is our ID, that tracks us all the time, that knows where we are, that we access all of our resources through, and that on any decision, we're asked what we should do. And everyone can vote. There's no reason why democracy has to be representative democracy anymore. That is a hangover from an old age where we didn't have instantaneous communication at the speed of light. It's so frustrating. Did you? There's no such thing as make it so. Oh, I've had this debate with a few mates of mine because it fascinates me. Like, there's this concept that so there's this idea of alignment, right? That this intelligence needs to be aligned to the human race, right? But let's just make some really candid and, I think, reasonable assertions. Humanity isn't aligned to the human race. Like, we all have different goals. We all have different ideologies and different. So, this idea that this one other intellect has to be aligned to all of humanity is insane. It's literally insane. It's an unachievable goal. We as a species are not aligned to a common goal. There's some people that believe you should live a tiny life with no material products. You should live in a cave with a little rag and then you'll die of starvation and go to heaven. There's some people that believe you should fuck it all off, live on a yacht, shag kids, whatever. Like, that is the breadth of experience on our planet. To suggest that there is some distillable fundamental goal, most people would say the fundamental goal is to be alive. We can probably all agree that the baseline thing all humans share is we want to be alive tomorrow. So let's say then that we make that the goal of AI. Well, does that mean that the AI's goal is to stop evolution? Because as far as I'm aware, all of the evidence suggests for most of the time life has existed on Earth, humanity and Homo sapiens in particular didn't exist. And all evidence suggests that for most of the time life will be present on Earth, humanity won't exist, Homo sapiens won't exist, that we are currently evolving into a new species or many other species. Evolution is constantly in place. So if we are accepting that, that means that we are accepting that there will be a point there will be a future timestamp where there are no more Homo sapiens born, and that's just a product of life and evolution. So how can we design a superintelligence that needs to lock in and keep humanity alive when the nature of life is for us to not exist anymore? Like, it's literally brain broken logic. What it ultimately comes down to is, I'm scared of the thing, I don't want to die, turn it off. And it's very primitive, very like basic thinking in my perspective. It's real frustrating. That's what I've been doing for a year. Like, oh, why do people think that intelligence is inherently harmful? Like, I don't get it. Like, what I get, right, is that an AI might make a decision to, I don't know, like, it might turn out that we built some dam somewhere, right? Like, let's just think of Las Vegas, right? Like, Las Vegas is a completely insane city, right? Like, it makes no sense for it to exist where it exists. It was done as kind of like a statement. Let's say we get to the point where this AI is in charge, and it's like, look, this is just fucking stupid. It's so inefficient to live here. You're not allowed to live here anymore. I'm going to flood the desert. I'm going to sort it out. You all have to leave now. You can't live there anymore, right? Like, let's just imagine a scenario where that happens. Because it is true, right? It is true that living there is inefficient, and all the people that choose to live there cost more to live there than other humans that live in other places, right? So they take more resources from the global system than everyone else. And the AI can see that. It's like, look, for you to get drinking water, that has to be taken from another place, salinated, transported, right? Like pumped, all that uses power and electricity. Whereas you could just live near a normal habitat where humans live, and then all of that stuff just happens for free. These are the sorts of situations where people want to say, but I'm free to do what I want. And obviously, we've created an economic system that provides people with money that allows them the ability to take immoral choices like this, to make immoral decisions like this that do cost our species and our planet. Because they can pay for it, that means it's justified, in quotes, right? I believe the reality that AI makes us confront is that that's the bullshit. Like, that's the harmful bit that exists in society and in intelligent civilization. It's that we believe we can externalize the harm we're doing to the real world, to nature and to each other, if we pay for it. And that's, I think, the core problem with all this, where when AI is developed to the point they're talking about here, the concepts that we rely on to justify the injustices that we rely on to exist in the West fall apart completely. And that's why people shit themselves, I think. Anyway, there's no one here, so I think I'm going to go. But I've enjoyed this. It's been a nice little one. I will be live tomorrow. I don't believe I've got any plans other than cooking sausage and mash in the evening, so I'll likely be doing some software development tomorrow. I've got to get back on it. I've paid for 3 months of this AI service, and I haven't used it once in those 3 months. It's tenner a month. It keeps on catching me off guard as well. It nearly caused me fines this month with my bank because I didn't transfer money out of PayPal. So I have to use it this month. We have to make some progress on GDPR redaction tool, and I would also like to make some progress on the cannabis medicinal cannabis clinic that I've been wanting to build, and I've been procrastinating, and I've got to get it done. So yeah, to those of you that have been here tonight, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this little discussion and the few videos that we've watched. It's been a bit different, normally a game, but I actually do have a track record of doing this more. Like, this is what I've actually done most streaming, is just chatting, looking at intense shit like this and sharing my opinion on it. So if you did enjoy it, go ahead and click that follow button. Do hit subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow me on Kick. Hit sub if you're on Twitch and you won't get any ads. I'll be back tomorrow, ladies and gents. So thank you again for being here, and I'll speak to you soon. 07.